talking about this, I don't know where to start. I've been trying to tell people that, something big is coming, and it's not just one thing, bro. What is coming is going to be connected to so many things. Everything will be changed completely. Everything will be changed completely. They're telling you about aliens in these times because they know that one is simply here. Notice since the 60s or whenever they said that there was, they discovered aliens and, it's been a topic. These beings that, are being captured are always captured, and nothing was heard of that. They just get captured and you just hear, you may like see pictures, like leaked images or stuff like that, but then you don't really hear about it. And it seems like, it's a type of wild, I wouldn't really say wild, but actually coming from, another planet, or actually coming from outer space. And they come here, and with a crash land, or for whatever reason, they get captured. What they didn't want people to know is that we were related to these life forms. So, as sad as this may sound to say, I'm not, trying to like be narcissistic in any type of way. They want, the people, humans, it's like they want these people to think that this world here is just so supreme, so superior, because it's the world that they control. Who I'm referring to is the people controlling it. The dark elites, the government. This is real stuff that I'm telling you here, so you may want to listen. These people, they don't want you focused on those other worlds because they control this one. They don't want you to, possibly figure out how to spiritually align yourself, to be, possibly picked up, rapture, abduct, who knows, who knows how it, exactly goes. But they don't want you spiritually awakened to the point where, you get to find out about, the parallel universe that I speak about. You guys know what I mean? The parallel universe that I speak about is something that is real. That specifically, that's one of, the most noticeable ones right there. The parallel universe that I speak about, that you can see, you can see, you can see it in this world, bro. I'm not going to play stupid. Jesus Christ, this is like a Jesus Christ teaching. Jesus Christ wasn't afraid to, you know, talk about these type of things, show himself, show people that this is what he lives for. You can see this parallel universe, bro. I'm telling you, if you drive, like, it just be some random, apartments or homes, whatever. Even if it's a house, it can be a house, but a lot of times it's, what I call like a complex, like a not really complex, like an apartment, like apartment, and it's like you're driving past them, and they look very clean and beautiful. The design, you guys know what I mean. These things are spiritually timed for one, and what was there goes far back in time. So, everything just all connects. And I'm telling you that when you pass in these places, you can actually see, if you're paying attention. This for the ones that actually care, bro. If you actually care, bro, you can see it. You can see that, and actually, while you're actually paying attention, actually trying to see, you may see like an angel or something like that, or what they're telling you about, aliens. You may see one of those synchronized with you in an aircraft. There's something that's 100% real. They don't want us to know about this other parallel universe. I'm here to tell you that the heaven that they speak about, bro, this parallel universe is heaven. It's not just one heaven. This parallel universe, bro, may just be one of the places that they speak about when they speak about the heavens. And they don't want us to know. So that's why you see so much people calling these aliens demons. They've been programmed to, let the people start believing that they're demons. They're of no good. They're perverted. They have sharp teeth, meat eaters, flesh eaters. All these things happen. I'm not about to sit here and tell you that these things don't happen. What I'm trying to tell you is the truth. When you see these people say that aliens are demons, do not mind them, because just like humans, bro, there's good and bad. It don't matter how much time No matter how much times you try to tell them, it's like trying to tell the non-believers about Jesus. It's like you're talking to a brick wall, bro. Just listen. Just listen. These are people. These are people, bro, just like you and me, that have a soul, that have consciousness, that have a mind, intentions, bro. And we're seeing these individuals all in our skies today. Once when they weren't there, bro. Again, once when they weren't there. A couple years back when you couldn't go up to no one telling them that, you know, aliens, just aliens are real. Not all the other things that they're doing and, all the other effects that we know over these last years, these Great Awakening exposing years. You couldn't